Alright, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Young Entrepreneur. Today has been quite interesting. Following the same schedule of waking up early, going to the gym, getting straight to deep work, curtains down, headset on, only one screen. And today I actually had a sales call, and it's my first sales call for this offer that I'm running right now, and I've just got done with it, and the prospect was running out of time, so that's why we do a 2-sequence call. And now here after, it got me thinking, the principle of trying to get as many shots on goal as possible. Because after this call, it really made me realize that, wow, all this time I've only got one qualified prospect. Like, I've got some DMs saying people they want to be on this program, but only got one qualified prospect for this. I went on a call, and in all this time, so it got me thinking, because like I'm a bit rusty in like one-to-one selling. I'm really good at one-to-many selling, but still a bit rusty in one-on-one selling and closing people on the phone. So like it went okay, but there was a bit mixed feelings. So we scheduled another call. He wasn't scared away, so that's the thing. But it really, here after the call, it really made me thinking, wow, I've only had one chance to shoot on goal with this, to test out my sales ability and to convert a stranger into a customer. And that's not enough. So by me, before being blind of like, I need to do this, set the foundation, I need to do this, and do everything in a sequential offer, or a sequential like tasks, like everything happens simultaneously. Instead, that's what you need to be focused on. And yesterday I listened to a Dan Kennedy clip where he talked about, like, most entrepreneurs, they think it's a sequential order, that everything goes in just like when you're an employee. But when you're an entrepreneur, everything needs to happen simultaneously. That's what you've signed up for. And by me just focusing on before, how can I set down the foundation? How can I do this? And then putting step by step, that's not how it works. And that's what I found out. Like, I really need to be building the boat while I'm sailing, in order for me to get as many shots on goal as possible. And I mean, what I mean by shots on goal is me talking to prospects, getting to know them, their problems, what they're dealing with, and how I can help them. And shots on goal on how I can become better at like one-on-one sales and closing people, and shots on how I can present people my offer and I can convert them into customers. And this can be applied to anything, like me having shots, like by making more and more content. Like, I'm increasing the likelihood of getting shots on, like, converting people into a lead, a hot lead, and all this stuff. So it's all about volume and doing things simultaneously instead of sequential. And it got me thinking, like, why am I doing all this? Why am I doing all this? And I only got this little amount of qualified prospects. So you got to think over again. I went to think over again and tried to play the doctor on my own business. And for me, what I've found out is that I really need to be more active in the DMs and try to see how I can sneak my way in there and stand out and getting more shots on goal by creating more content that creates attention, because we live in the attention economy. So how can I create more content that gets people in? Even though that I'm only searching for 5 people to test drive this offer. And a thing that I've been really conscious about is that being picky of who I want to work with. Like all these leads I'm getting in right now, I could work with them, but it won't make sense because they are not the right people. So how can I get more shots on goal? And I can't remember who talked about this. I think it's Andrew Tate, but this thing being show up, being hard on yourself, and then the more days you show up, like the higher chance you have to be, or the higher chance you have to be lucky one day. So if you show up on weekends, like you got 2 more days on a week to potentially hit the jackpot, get lucky. And it's just about collecting these things and doing more and getting more shots on goal. That is for me. And again, I've made a reel about how is this one thing that's holding you back. And for me, like I got almost post-traumatic stress, like PTSD, of me waiting and sitting there on a call, because back in the days when I've got ghosted, I've like stalled on sales call, I hung up because I panicked so much, I didn't have structure, everything just mushed around. And now I got this sense of feeling like this is a thing, like I can either go back to a normal job and don't achieve my dreams, or I can do what's necessary. Even if I hate sales calls, I still need to do it because it's a part of the game. And sometimes you just have to eat shit and pretend like it tastes like sugar in order to get the thing that you really want. And like, as I said, I'm an introvert, hate sales calls, but it still hooked me in some weird way, because I felt like, all right, let me get some more shots on goal. Maybe it's just a thing that's caught on me, and I know I can get better if I just get more shots on goal and like improve my thing. Like, of course, I will suck when I'm not doing it as often, and I will suck less the more that I do it. And I can remember the first time I tried to write a VSL, it was freaking horrible. Now I write, like I've written almost 100 VSLs, and every time it's just got better and better and better and better, and everything works together in a business. Like I can't say I just want to work with VSLs, because like how am I going to close people on sales call? Like I can't just pull up a VSL on a sales call showing them it and hoping that they get closed. And I can hook people in if I'm only creating VSLs. If I don't have a funnel either, I can't host my VSL. So there's so many things, and that needs to be a part of it that you don't like or you don't want to do, but you do it anyway. And again, it tastes like shit, but you have to pretend like it tastes like sugar. Even though that I really love, the thing that I love the most is writing VSLs, but the other things, like I have to do it, because if that is, I ask myself, is that the only thing that's stopping me from achieving everything that I want? And if yes, it's just about becoming better, getting more shots on goal, and then you'll be good at it, even if you fucking hate it. And that's my philosophy about this. And so that's why I'm thinking to myself, how can I get more shots on goal? How can I get more qualified prospects? How can I become better at sales call? How can I do all these things? So today I've built my sales script, and I got structure there, and again had confidence in what I was selling, but it's still mushed around, but not like I was not failing the same way as I did before. And that like got me to like have more curiosity. I wanted more. I was more intrigued with this, like, all right, if I can have another sales call, how can I become better? Like, this was a bit bad. How can I make it less bad this time? And that's just by me getting more shots on goal. How can I get more shots on goal? That is by me having more leads in line. How can I get more leads in line? That's me creating content. And it just goes on and that, like that. And how can I get more qualified leads? Maybe I need to do Instagram outreach. All these things. And I've just been focusing on building the foundation and not building the ship while it sails, because like whenever, like, I pretty much need to ask myself, like, when will this ever be done? When will I stop procrastinating and start doing the things that actually drive customers in, which is sales call and bringing in leads with my, or qualifying leads with my video sales letters that are like, they are also selling people a bit, because they've become like, it's how you write them. But I still need to get people on sales calls and get them backed up line, like in line. So it's really been an eye-opener for me, and what did I need to do right now in order to get people like to stand in line and want my service, instead of just like procrastinating and mind jerking myself off by just setting down the foundations. So like, I have to balance it and see how can I build the ship while it's sailing. So how can I build the ship, which is the foundation, build my Dream 100, build my frameworks, build my stories bank, build my funnel, build everything while I'm sailing, while I'm getting in leads, becoming better at sales calls, doing outreach, creating content, all these things. How can I do that simultaneously while I'm building the ship? So yeah, a part of me like got the sense like, should I just give up? Like, is this, like, I hate this, do I really want this? But then like I had to grow some balls and say to myself, like, this is just the one thing that you need to become better at. Like, you suck, and you'll probably suck the next 30 sales call as well. Not because I don't understand how to run sales calls, but it's just me putting myself in that mental state again, and knocking that rust off and showing my full potential again. So yeah, that is basically it. Because like, the only thing that's stopping me from growing that business is generating more qualified leads and getting more people on a sales call. That is the only thing. But I'm still glad that I figured out how can I be different. How can I create an offer instead of just being one out of many? How can I do a different approach and become a specialist instead of just writing the same emails that everybody else do as a copywriter? So that's still an important thing, but on a sidetrack, you still have to run the thing that brings in the money for the business. So yeah, it's an eye-opener. It's a bit a punch in the gut, but yeah, you just gotta puff up your chest and get straight back to work, and take everything as a learning instead of being like knocked out of every failure that you have. That is basically the most important thing, I think so. So yeah, I think that was it for this video. Take care, peace, bye.